The kitchen smelled like rosemary and long memories. It was that thick, humid heat that doesn't come from the oven, but from a life lived in the South. I sat at the table, watching my hands. They're getting spotted now, the skin thin like parchment paper, but they're still the color of deep mahogany. My granddaughter, Maya, was sitting across from me, crying over some man. Again. "Mama Ray," she sniffled, reaching for a thin little napkin. He doesn't see me. I give, and I'm just exhausted." I took a slow breath, feeling the weight of my ancestors leaning against my shoulders. We don't cry the same way other folks do. When some women cry, it's like a summer rain, light, expected, and meant to be dried with a silk handkerchief. But when a Black woman cries, that's a flood. That's years of holding back the tide until the levee finally breaks. The strength in the bone. "Look at me, baby," I said, my voice low and steady like a cello. "You're out here trying to be soft in a world that's been trying to hammer you into a shape that fits its own shelf. You're crying because you're tired of being the strong one. I get that. I carried that weight until my knees popped." I reached across and took her hand. Her skin was smooth, but I could feel the tension in her pulse. "There's a difference between being delicate and being sacred," I told her. "Some women are raised to believe they're glass, pretty to look at but easy to shatter. They get protected, but you were born of the earth. You're the soil. People walk on you, they take from you, they plant their seeds in you, and they expect you to just keep blooming without ever giving you a drop of water." The unspoken inheritance. Maya looked up, her eyes red-rimmed. "It's just so hard to keep it all together, Mama Ray. I feel like if I break, everything around me falls apart." "That's the burden," I whispered. "That's the Black woman's tax. We don't get to just fall apart gracefully in a lounge chair. We fall apart on the kitchen floor at 2 a.m. so we can be up at 6 a.m. to fry the chicken and head to work. Our grief has a schedule." I stood up, my joints complaining, and walked over to the stove to turn off the kettle. The whistle died down to a low moan. "But listen to me," I said, turning back. "Your joy is just as heavy as your sorrow. When you laugh, it comes from your belly. When you love with your whole soul, not just the edges of it. Don't you ever trade your depth for someone else's shallowness. If he wants a puddle, let him go find one. You're the whole Atlantic Ocean, honey. Deep, dark, and powerful enough to move mountains if you get the notion." Maya wiped her face, not with the napkin but with the back of her hand, bold and real. She took a deep breath, and I saw her spine straighten. The flood was receding, leaving behind something solid. "I hear you, Mama Ray," she said, her voice catching but firm. "I hear you." "Good," I said, setting a heavy ceramic mug of tea in front of her. "Now drink that. We got work to do tomorrow, and the world ain't gonna wait for us to finish feeling sorry for ourselves."